question here that says, what do we do with all the cows? Which I have a feeling links into the economics of, as was raised earlier.
Well, I think people get this idea that everyone is going to go, you know, what we're promoting is everyone going vegan tomorrow. And we've got all these cows and we're just going to open up the gates and let them run free across the country. And as much as we would love for everyone to go vegan tomorrow, and you know, of course we would put the cows in sanctuaries and, you know, not let them run free around the country. That's just not very realistic. And so what I explain is that, you know, as demand for these animal products goes down, production will go down. And I'm not an economist, but I think it's a pretty basic point. And it would happen gradually, which does not mean that we're deliberately moving slowly, but just the nature of this.
And one thing too, the efficiency of the way the cows breed is not the efficiency that they breed when somebody is actually forcibly inseminating them. I don't want to get into graphic details, but
I think it's called an anal rod.
but they won't breed as efficiently, so we just won't have as many if they're, you know, reintroduced to their natural state.
I was just going to say that because of the artificial insemination now, they're doing the cloning business. Somebody or a group put up an awful lot of money for the cloning experimentation, which they want to bring about so that it'll be considered just as natural as artificial insemination. That's what I read somewhere. I don't know how accurate.
Cells or cloned whole animals?
Cloned whole animals. And that really upsets me because remember when they were talking about childless couples being able to clone, or if you lose a child or whatever, being able to clone, and they said, you can't do that efficiently, you'll create monsters. Well, why do they want to feed us monsters? I don't want to eat monsters.
That's true.
Go ahead.
But isn't it wrong to kill and eat plants?
This is one that comes up.
Even the New York Times had an article about how there were ethical problems with eating plants this year, or last year.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Well, there are a couple answers to that question. The first answer is, well, to address the question, like, firstly, usually when people say, doesn't it hurt plants, are those people really concerned for the welfare of plants, or are they just saying that out of their own defensiveness to try to trip you up or make you feel like you're, you know, doing something that they can catch you in some kind of loophole where you're not making sense? You know, I'm sure that they don't really have the plant's best interest at mind. But even if they did, eating animal products, for, you know, 1 pound of beef takes 10 pounds of grains to produce. So, you know, it's very inefficient, and we have to feed the plants to the animals to eat the animals and then also eat like a plant as a side dish. So if you are really concerned about plants, you're actually killing more plants by eating animals and plants than just by eating plants directly. Because when you're eating the animals, you're also eating all of the plants that the animals had to have been fed to be raised. So if you were really concerned about plants, you would be a vegan anyway. And with that being said, like I said earlier, you know, I know that biologically, and scientific evidence has shown, I need to eat plants in order to survive. I don't need to eat animal flesh or secretions in order to survive. So I don't think that that's really a valid argument anyway. And then the other thing is, you know, people would be really upset if they saw someone beat a dog or like kick a cat. But you know, if you took a head of lettuce and threw it on the ground, would anybody be, you know, morally opposed to that? Would you say that, oh, I just heard that lettuce scream in pain? I mean, I think it's just a really, it's an invalid argument.
It's not, that's typically not asked with genuine concern.
Right, it's always out of defensiveness and not in general concern for the welfare.
And to try to trip you up.
Yeah. And I think if sorry, did we finish?
I'm done.
I think if the person does genuinely have concern for the plants, then you can tell them that they can be a fruitarian and they can eat only nuts and seeds and fruit and anything that you can pick but not kill the plant. Don't eat root vegetables because quite naturally if you eat the root it dies. But you can live very well. Many people have done it. It's a whole movement. They can Google that too.
So if you're really serious about not harming plants, then